Hello, Andrew Woods here again in Woodsy's Woodshop. This is boot rack part 2. So at the end of part 1 I was left with the well, just to recap, I'm trying to build a boot rack for my dad, who, correction, isn't 78, 75. Whoops, sorry Dad. So I'm trying to build a boot rack. Basically, a bit of 2x4, I've planed it up, it's nice and smooth there, and I've marked out where I need to drill the holes to receive the battens. My problem is I have to get these holes, let me just adjust that slightly, there we go. I have to get these holes absolutely plumb. Okay, otherwise when you stick these things in, they're going to be like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, and it's really going to show. So I have to get them plumb. So I'm not going to be able to do that with this thing wobbling all over the place with a spade bit, which was my first thought. And that's where I left it last time. And I said I had an idea. My idea was that I was going to use my router. Okay, I had a notion that I could take the router bit out, stick a spade bit in, put it on 2 blocks and use the router to drill the holes. The spade bit did not fit in the router, which I suppose is pretty obvious to a lot of people, but thought that was my first thought. So I had to go away and do a bit of research. Oh, there we are. Do a bit of research. There are things that you can attach drills to, which will hold the drill in place, but they didn't look very good to me. They didn't look very good. So I've made an investment. I didn't want to be spending money, but you know, I'm building up my collection of tools, so go away things. So I have a drill press. It is a 350 watt drill press. This was 60 quid from Screwfix. I watched one review on it, and the guy who bought it said it's not brilliant, but it's certainly good enough for a hobbyist who wants to drill a few holes every now and again. And I'm hoping it'll fit under my bench as well, so when I'm not using it I can store it there. So what I get to do now is I get to build this, which was a little bonus that I didn't know I was going to do. And may I say, I love building things like this. I think this is great. So in this episode, you're going to watch me build this thing and follow instructions and screw things together like a Meccano set. I had Meccano sets when I was a kid. Yeah, so that's what I get to do now. So I'm going to do it in time-lapse mode because yeah, it's probably not that interesting, is it? But it's great for me. But I do feel like I've betrayed everyone by buying another power tool. But there's no option to getting it really perfect, and I do want it to be really perfect because I want to surprise my dad with how nice his boot rack's going to be, because I'm that desperate for approval from my father. Anyway, yes, I'm nearly 48 and I'm still like, Daddy, love me please. Alright, so let's I'll just where's my knife? Oh, didn't tie it up, now I can't find my knife. Oh, there it is. I did tie it up. It's in the pot. So, let us begin. Oh, unboxing. Hey, this is a thing on YouTube, isn't it? Unboxing. Move that out of the way, but I'm not going to lose it in case this is broken or rubbish, because it was only 60 quid, which is quite cheap. So I'm half expecting this not to work when I get it set up. So I'm going to be being very careful. Put that away. Very sharp knife. Ooh. So instructions in plastic. Everything's quite nice. That's the base, clearly. That's pretty sturdy. Got some sort of coating on it, so that's about, and it fits on my bench beautifully. This is the, I'm going to say the tray. I think that's what that's called. So that's what you put stuff on. So that's going to be there. Oh, an Allen key comes with that. Oh, those are the handles for lowering the drill press. That's the guard, clearly, that you flip down just to protect you, I guess. And that's layer number 1. Very exciting. Just check. Yes, that's layer number 1. Okay, so the polystyrene is cracked. Oh, I can feel something. Ah, missed something. A box. What's in the box? A charger? No, not going to be a charger. Ooh, the actual chuck. The actual chuck and chuck key. Very nice. It's got that metallic smell. Everything's a bit sort of greasy. Oh, wowzers. Woo! Oh, this is serious. This is serious. Oh, that's broken. All the polystyrene's a bit broken. Is that a bad sign? Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, so let's... Oh, it's got a really cool smell. It smells like metal work, which I suppose is what it is. There we go. It's quite heavy. That's a big bit of kit for 60 quid, isn't it? Do you think it's going to be rubbish? It looks good. I'm pleased with the way it looks. It doesn't even look that complicated to put together, so let's put that there. And the last piece is, of course, the pillar, I think you'd call this. It's covered in grease. I guess it's because so you can slide things up and down. And there you go. Oh, greasy. Right, let's put that away. Remember, I'm keeping all this nice in case I need to make a return, because I don't trust things. Right, I will be now. Ooh, check that out. That's great. Where are the bolts? Oh, 1, 2, 3. They're in there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. Switching over to time-lapse mode. Okay, so it's going quite well. That was a bit fiddly to fit on because these screws are tiny, and I didn't. You actually slot it into there. You can see that. Actually slot it into this blue bit, and it says red on here, but it's not red; it's blue. So that's confusing. Details, always attention to detail. And I had to go, so I had to go and get my little teeny tiny screwdriver set to keep in the house because it's for battery covers and stuff. Now, this is confusing. Technical stuff here. The machine is supplied with a Morse taper stub shaft fitted into the spindle. I guess that's the spindle there, right? To fit the chuck, clean the protective film so it's greasy. Protective film from the chuck, internal taper, and the stub shaft. So I've got to clean the grease off, I guess. Excuse me. Don't worry, you won't feel a thing. Oh, it's not too bad. And what do I do with that? Put my finger in it. Ooh. I think I'll give it the whole thing a bit of a rub. It's not going outside, is it? Doesn't need to be covered in grease. Okay, done that. Oh, with white spirit. Clean it with white spirit. I don't really have any white spirit. No. That'd be good enough, I think. Yeah, it's not greasy. White spirit. Place the chuck onto the exposed stub. Place a piece of wood onto the drill table using the feed handles. Lower the chuck and the wood. Gently apply pressure to engage the taper. Let the spindle raise to its upper position. So basically, jam this into it. Right, a bit of wood. Put that on there. Is that it? I guess so. Did you see the whole thing flexing when I did that? Don't apply pressure. That's the thing, I guess. I'm going to just give this a wipe because that's really nasty and greasy. You don't want any grease on your wood. Don't want grease on your wood, mate. Okay, that'll do for that. That'll do for that. Drill is now fully assembled to secure that the following adjustments the following adjustments and setting up instruction must be carried out before connecting the machine to the main supply. Before you start, check everything. Right, that's okay. Should we give it a whirl? Oh, sharp knife. I have some power. Power. Right. La 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 la. Put that down. You know, they didn't mention anything about this, changing the speed. Because there's be a belt in there, won't there? And you can, according to this, you can move the belt up and down. It changes the speed. Yeah, drill speed chart, belt tension, etc., etc. Changing the spindle wheel. Yes, okay, well, we'll just leave it as is for now. On. 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 Ooh. All right. Off. Great. So, what should I do now? I think I should. I'm going to lower that slightly. I've got to try and make sure that that's all 90 degrees to everything. So, let's put on a nice big thick drill bit. That's got to go down. Suppose you could. No, you can't take that off. I was going to say you could take it off and then stitch stuff straight on there, but you can't. But anyway. There we go. That's going to get lost. How do I fix that onto there? Bit of string somewhere. I'll do that. I'm going to fit that somewhere. so that it's never lost. Right, so 90 degrees. That's too big. Oh, I see. Get that down as far as it will go. No, no good. Need a smaller 90. That won't be any good either. Speed square. Come on, speed square. Yes! Alright. That ain't 90. That's definitely off. It needs to tilt that way. Yes. Got to tilt that a little bit that way. Now, there is a bolt underneath that you're supposed to be able to, there's a bolt there, you're supposed to be able to loosen. Oh, there we go. It worked. Let's give it a little twist. Tighten it up again. Okay, that's worse. Yep, made that worse. There are some markings on the back. There's some gradations there, but it's all a bit. Ooh, that's got it. Yeah, that's got it. That's got it. Tighten that up quick. Tighten that up quick. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah. Yes. Very good. Right. Let's just keep all this gubbins together. There. That can go there. Some bobs. Okay. So we proceed. Can you see okay? Now what I have to do, what do I have to do? I have to get the spade bit. I already know it's the 28mm. That fits that perfectly. Exactly the same width. So that's got to go in. Chuck the key. Put that away. Which way does this turn? That way. look at that. Woohoo! Now then, that's going to go there. I've got to lower that. Into the right position. I guess that's fine, but I also want it to not go too far. So I'm going to put this is the stopper here. So I can adjust that so it stops in the right position, which is not even close there, so we need to go up a bit. Can't undo it. Oh. Right, there we go, there. Oh, you know, that's about right. Bring it a little bit up. And that's about it. Right, should we go for one? Do you think I should clamp it? Yeah, I think I'll continue. I think I should clamp it. Well, I haven't got a decent clamp. How'd you clamp it? How'd you clamp it? It's not even flat under there. I don't know. We'll carry on, shall we? Let's make sure we're lined up. Did you see what just happened? Completely wrecked it. Wrecked. Oh, disaster. Should we try another one? I've got to clamp it. I can't do this without clamping it, but how do you clamp it? How do you? It's got to go that way up. That's no good. Just hold it. Go that way. Okay. That's a nice looking hole. Gutted about that. I'll have to fill that somehow. Okay, that's two decent holes, so ha ha ha! Hey, boom. Okay, worth it. I gotta get that one finished, but it's an absolute nightmare. I mean, the insides of those holes are very smooth. These bloody things won't stay in. Okay. I'm very pleased with these results. Alright, so apart from the rookie mistake, hopefully you can see that, of tearing out the top of that, which I'm hoping I can mask with some sawdust and glue combination. So I'm going to collect up some of this sawdust because that's going to go in there after I've glued it all in. But, oh, I've got one to go. Oh! There we are. Now we're done. Alright. Holes. Dowels go in holes. Boots. Boots go on boot rack. Look at that. Let's just move that over. Very good. And they're not even glued in, so it's a good fit. And yeah, that's a boot rack right there. End of part 2. We'll see you in part 3. We'll get the dowels in, get them glued up. I'm going to put a screw through to really hold them in place. Fill that. Then I've got the fill that gap. Then I've got the shelf, which actually is dry now, so I could take it out, take these clamps off, which I'll do in a sec. But yeah, that's all for next episode. So thanks for watching. See you in part 3.